Well, our next startup, Cover Hero, is helping create embedded insurance for the platform and creator economy, a growing sector right around the world. The company was born of its founders having a number of terrible insurance experiences. This is also a familiar story, but it's a vision that will transform and build relevant insurance products for a new generation. To tell us more about it, we're now joined by Cover Hero's CEO and founder, Naby Mariyam. Naby, great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
We were just talking about that embedded insurance thing, but yes, it has been a terrible experience for many, and it's what I describe as a grudge purchase. Most people really don't think insurance is sexy. They don't really want to do it, but they feel obligated along the way. How is Cover Hero addressing this?
So for us, it's looking at what is happening in the marketplace, the rise of the platform economy, whether we call it passion economy, creator economy, or gig economy. And the financial services industry isn't really catering for this self-employed sector. And now we're at a place in the market where this sector cannot be ignored, and we need to start designing products for it. So our product Hustle Cover is specifically designed to protect the income of self-employed people, whether they work on a jobs platform or whether they're a sole trader, and then we can integrate our API into a number of platforms very seamlessly.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that experience, because the whole gig economy thing has been a challenge for people, and of course they do feel vulnerable. Yeah. So how does insurance engage in that space? We've heard an example of that really earlier with Cobra, who is helping people from a different side of the gig economy in terms of car hire. But if I am a worker in that space, how does it work?
So it depends on what you do, whether you're a knowledge worker or whether you work in the typical, like an Uber-like platform, you're prone to accidents and unprecedented life events, and you don't have a baseline protection. So we designed this insurance kind of like the intersection of like a sick leave that you will get in a corporate job. That is what it's meant to provide. It's an accident and health cover, and it's got things like TPD, death benefit, so that you can take the time that you need to recover and go back into work.
And I'm just thinking at this point in time, of course, some people can do that on insurance on their superannuation, but I would imagine if you don't have an income that is clear to the insurer, it really doesn't work in that instance, does it? So this is the only alternative.
Yeah, and superannuation funds have arrangements with the life insurers, whereas our product is not in the life sector, it's in the general insurance space. And then the way we distribute it is through the platforms that the users are already using, so it makes it very easy for them to find it and buy it.
So where are you on the build with Cover Hero at this point in time?
So we just released our API quite recently. We've got a number of platforms that have integrated and testing, and we just partnered with this marketplace for massage therapists called Bliss, and we've got a couple of other platforms like Clever and MyGigster, and we've got a whole range of platforms coming on board in the next 12 months. So exciting time for scaling.
Well, exciting for you too, because you've got plenty of attention not just here in Australia, and you've been part of the Qantas Avro Accelerator, but you've also been part of the Plug and Play Silicon Valley InsurTech. You are getting this global attention along the way. What are you hearing from around the world as you tell the Cover Hero story?
I think there's great demand for embedded insurance. It's like the hottest thing at the moment. There is a lot happening in different verticals, but what we cannot ignore is the rise of influencers and creators and finding a way to protect that income, whether it's kind of like in a Web 2 environment or Web 3 environment, which is also a very popular topic at the moment. So we're looking at this emerging segment and finding ways to protect them globally, which is a huge undertaking, but I'm very excited for the journey.
So where do you see the biggest opportunities for Cover Hero at this point over the next couple of years?
I think expanding into other markets and specifically emerging markets in Asia Pacific, India, even South America are big opportunities for this creator economy. MasterCard predicts that by 2023, more than 50% of the global workforce is going to be in somewhere in the self-employed sector. So huge untapped opportunity.
And where does things like Web3 sit in that equation? Because it seems like that's one of the next big waves that is also coming through at the same time.
Yeah, so people operating or creators in a Web3 environment, how do you protect, one, the assets, and then how do you protect that income? So, and then how do you design products in a Web3 environment from an insurance perspective? So it challenges the way insurers think about it. It creates opportunity for us to work with insurers in designing products and distributing in that kind of environment. And it's moving so rapidly.
And just finally, capital-wise, where are you in that part of your journey and your runway?
So we're looking at raising another round of funding in the next 18 months. So we closed a round quite recently. So excited for a much bigger round in about 18 months.
All right, Naby, thanks for joining us from Cover Hero. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.